So doing some debugging with our issue, I'm going to run this application again to show you what it's doing. When we click our Career Center students, we're getting an unhandled exception, and I thought it was because our array was not full, so we added in a check to make sure that our student object is not null, and it's not. And so when I'm looking at this exception, I have some information available to me in Visual Studio. If I click on the Locals tab to bring up this Locals window, I can see the objects that I've been creating, and I see a student object, and it just doesn't look right. It looks to me like it has created a student object using the data that I supplied as the address information for that Career Center Youth's Guardian, and I see my current major and first name are null, and so is the ID, and that's not right because I supplied that information, so somehow it's not getting through our Career Center class properly to build that class. So let's do a little further debugging. I'm going to look at our Career Center class project and check those constructors, right? Because in our constructors, we need to specify which of our parameter arguments are for the base class. Looking at my Career Center constructors, I have my default no-arg, and then I have the full constructor, and sure enough, it is missing that base parameter. Notice that that didn't cause any sort of errors. It's up to us to be aware of that. So I'm going to add in, I need that last name, first name, major, and ID to be part of this base class constructor. Now that should help tremendously, and our base student object should be created properly when we're creating a Career Center object. Now, because I do have two versions of this, I'm going to copy this and go to my other version and find that constructor and make sure to update it in the same way. Because if somebody comes along creating a portable application using this class, I want it to be properly set up. That should fix it up. So I'm ready to rebuild. I see that everything succeeded. So I'm going to expand my legacy project I already have to my debug folder, copy that Career Center Legacy DLL, paste it into my DLL library, replacing the old one. Now, in our forms-based application, we will need to update that DLL. So I'll expand our references, find our Career Center class, and I'm just going to remove it, and then add a new one. I better browse because I want to make sure that I'm getting that new one. That's better. Now, I'm going to try to execute because that really should have fixed the problem in this application because our underlying class structure had an error. So let's see. I've got graduate students and I still don't have Career Center students. We're still breaking the same way. So for some reason, we haven't updated the new instance of that DLL. If I look in my DLL library folder, I see that it definitely has a different update time, but it's really not right, is it? Because right here on my computer, it's 1:26, and this was updated at 12:51. So I'm going to go back to that project. And I'm going to make sure that we're rebuilding this correct one. Seeing that in File Explorer, 1251, and it's 126, so it did not get updated properly. Build, I want to rebuild the solution. Let's check that again. Open folder in File Explorer, still 1251. Let's check this one. So my Career Center class is getting rebuilt, but my legacy is not. Now let's try that again. I have nothing. I'm getting an error because it's in use. So maybe my problem is that I need to close execution of that one and see if I can update it now. It says that it built it. Finally. 1:28 p.m. So again, notice how important it is to be really observant of your dates and times. Now I'm going to go back to our listing project. And again, take that Career Center item out and add a new reference. Clear that recent. Browse for that Career Center class legacy. Okay. Come on, nice work, baby. No. I'm giving up. We'll be right back.